Hello, welcome to Our Schools. My name is Timm Slade. I'm the Director of Health, Physical Education, and Athletics for the West Seneca Central School District. For the next 30 minutes, we'll be visiting various schools within the district, visiting physical education teachers, along with curriculum, to show you what we have to offer your children in our school district. Currently in West Seneca, we have approximately 8,000 students. Out of those 8,000 students are required by New York State Education Department to participate in physical education for 120 minutes per week. We have 28 physical education teachers in the district that range from a first-year teacher to teachers with 33 years of experience. We have an outstanding staff. Our K-12 curriculum is broken down into three major components: elementary, middle school, and senior high school. At the elementary level, we focus on locomotor skills, manipulative skills, eye-hand coordination, and cooperative games. As we move up into the middle school area, we concentrate on team games, team sport activities, individual activities, project adventure, which leads into outdoor education, aquatics, and dancing. Moving into the high school, the main focus is on lifetime activities. We concentrate on outdoor education, aquatics, dancing, fitness plans. We believe that students should be prepared for society, and by helping them incorporate and implement a lifetime fitness plan, we feel that our society will be better educated and more fit. Students grades K through 12 are very excited to attend physical education. In the elementary grade levels, you will also notice that the students are very excited to get there. We offer a wide range of activities, not only as per se a unit, but daily. In order to keep kids on task at that age level, we have to offer a series of activities in order to keep them on task and keep the learning process continuous throughout the lesson.
Here at West Elementary School, we try to get our kids active as soon as possible. For example, one of the activities we do with our K-3 kids, as they come in, we'll give them just a brief summary of what the activities are. We'll get them running right away. We'll put some music on. Activity we call burnout. We'll start off with some walking. Music will go for 20 seconds or so. Stop the music. 20 jumping jacks. Start the music up again. Galloping. 10, 15 sit-ups. And we keep progressing through push-ups, sit and reach, some other different stretches, and that kind of gets us going. Whole activity lasts around maybe 3 minutes. Gets the kids motivated, ready to go, and also helps them become a better listener because now they start to pay attention. They're a little tired. From there, we went on to, in today's lesson, you'll see us go on to a Kangaroo Club, and Miss Green will cover that.
Here at West Elementary, we have the Kangaroo Club, and what that is, it's for our K through 6th grade students, and they have to jump continuously for a certain amount of time. And it works on their endurance, and if they can continue jumping for that amount of time, then they get rewarded by having their name put on a kangaroo in their grade. And as you can see on our bulletin board, it's displayed for all the students to see. Many of the kids are so enthusiastic about it. They'll come up to me and tell me, Miss Green, I took my jump rope home, I've been practicing, and from last year to this year, there's kids that didn't make it that make it right away. From beginning of when we're starting it to when we're finishing it with our unit, just to have their kangaroo up there, they're so excited. And those that don't get it yet, they keep practicing, and just the reward when they finally do make the Kangaroo Club, it's very big to them, and they're happy and excited about it.
Parachute activities are excellent because it incorporates a lot of teamwork and good listening skills. The kids will find that the better they listen and the more they can work together, the better the activity and experience will be for them. Parachute's a lot of fun, but at the same time it can incorporate a lot of aerobic activity, particularly when we do the activity where they're shaking the parachute and we put some balls on it. We call that popcorn. The kids get awful tired in a hurry, but it's a lot of fun, and you'll see throughout this lesson that the kids really enjoy this. Well, out of all the levels of physical education that I've taught, I prefer this elementary level. I find this to be the most fun for me, and it's been very rewarding. But my true love is working with these children in a physical education setting. They're a lot of fun. Every day's a new day.
All right, let's see what we've got in our healthy snack bag. Who would like to be a pear?
I love pears.
There's a pear. Who would like to be a piece of wheat bread? Who would like to be an apple? Apple!
Our last class we were talking about healthy snacks, and this is one of the games that we use for that, and they have learned that the fats and sugars actually zap their energy. So we use our yellow balls as our fat blobs, And if they get touched by one, their energy is zapped, and they have to stand near the wall because they're just too tired to play the game. And then if someone comes along and gives them a healthy snack, then they're re-energized and they're able to enter the game again. So it's a matter of just waiting for someone to re-energize them so that they can play. And it's done by using the healthy snacks. Beginning in kindergarten, they learn about taking their pulse and what it means, that it shows how fast that their heart is going. And when they take their pulse, we have them use their other hand to show us how fast it is going. In first grade, they just listen to heart sounds. We have a tape that shows them what it sounds like. And then in second grade, they use stethoscopes, and they actually listen to their heart after they've done some exercises. So by the time they get to third grade, which is what this class is, they are able to take their pulse and show how fast it's going and showing that it's slowing down. At the elementary level, my goal is to make them aware of healthy habits and how they can keep their body healthy, different activities that they can do that they can take along with them. We also work on skills so that they can participate in activities as older children and adults, because if they can't do the skills, they probably will not play any activities when they're older. So to work on their skills is really important in the elementary school so that they don't feel uncomfortable going to the middle school and doing the games that they play there or to the high school.
Our philosophy is to develop happy, healthy hearts with all of our students. And one of the ways that we do this is through our music. And we can combine music and physical education, and the children have a lot of fun. I started out deciding whether I'd be a music teacher or a physical education teacher, and then I thought, well, why not incorporate music with physical education? Not that we don't work on skills and sports and so on in our gymnasium, but music is something that's basic to everyone, and it will help people to move, and we want the children to move the rest of their lives.
In this activity, you have to think constantly, because if you lose it for a second, it's not going to work. You must think all the time while you're passing it around. Right? You're getting that brain really activated, that right hemisphere, that left hemisphere, stay with it.
A couple of the activities that we've involved the children with are activities that I learned recently at a workshop that I was sent to by the West Seneca School District called Brain Gym. And in Brain Gym, they try to activate both hemispheres of the brain, and therefore the theory is that the blood will go to the both hemispheres, and the child will get their brain activated, so to speak, and then be able to participate better in their class. If they're taking a test, they might test better. And we did this recently with the ELA tests, and one of the fourth grade teachers said, I don't know what you did, but the kids seem to have tested better with using that activity you did. And it was one of the Brain Gym activities that I had learned at the workshop. My philosophy is basically that they're going to enjoy movement, and if you enjoy movement, you will continue it on forever. Because it's one thing I tell my children, there's two important rooms in the school. The most important rooms are the gymnasium and the cafeteria, because if you don't exercise, you're not going to be healthy the rest of your life, and if you don't give your body the proper nutrition, you're also not going to be healthy. So you have to have those two things before you can academically be successful.
Our district is very sensitive to student needs. Therefore, we have obtained an adapted physical education teacher for our district who solely deals with students with special needs.
Well, here at Northwood, we had a 611 classroom. First, we started off with the students that have special needs doing some basic stretches. We did some arm circles, trunk rotations. We stretched out their hamstrings. We also did some exercises to get their heart flowing and their blood pumping. We did the marching in place. We also did climbing the ladder and some jumping jacks. From there, we did some locomotor activities, working with students with walking. Then we went to running, along with some skipping and galloping exercises. With the students that are in the wheelchairs, what we did, we took them out, put them on the mats, and we worked basically on their neck and back strength. We rolled them on a cylinder mat, and the purpose of that was to have the student work on their muscular strength in their back and their neck, so they can try to keep their head up on their own.
Yes, everybody. There you go, yeah! Excellent, way to keep that head up, very good.
The goal of the Adaptive Physical Education program here in West Seneca is we try to come up with activities for students that have special needs. We try to, inside the program, increase or maintain each individual student's gross motor skills, their manipulative skills, muscular strength, muscular endurance, along with their flexibility.
As we move into the middle level years, you'll notice we're doing a variety of activities that not only challenge them physically, but challenge the students mentally as well.
Here at the middle school, we introduce cross-country skiing to many of the kids. It's a lifelong sport that we've rather enjoyed teaching for the past 25 years. We have now own all of our own equipment, boots, poles, and so on. So it gives the kids an opportunity to get out of their classrooms, get dressed up, come down to gym class, and instead of actually participating in a gym class inside, we all go outside and perform and learn a new sport. It's a very organized unit. We have the skis all set up for the kids outside, so when they come to their gym class, they are ready to go with their coats on. They come down, they select their ski boots, we put them on, and off we go. I usually lead them out, and then we talk about the skis beforehand. I demonstrate how to put them on in an orientation, and then we go through the process again, their first lesson. By the second lesson, they should be able to come out, select their skis, put their skis on, and begin the warm-up routine with me, with their teacher. By the third class, they're pretty well raring to go. I take my attendance and we walk outdoors and we begin our routine and we begin our trail. And we there's several different trails around here. It's kind of flat, but we're always in sight of the building. It's pretty safe, and we've got it quite organized. The last 25 years we've ironed out a lot of wrinkles, and the kids seem to have a safe time of it. And we try to give each kid an opportunity of coming out 3 times. This gives them a chance for their basic introduction, as well as being able to take off and really soar. Most of the kids, their favorite part is going down the hill, but my favorite thing is that they're able to go home maybe and introduce this to their family. It's a lifelong sport that doesn't cost a lot of money, and they're able to go out and do this in any of the parks. Cross-country ski in this area is becoming very, very big, so it's basically an opportunity for them to try something new. Phys Ed in general, my goal for every student will be to try to be able to find something that they can do, that they can succeed at. Maybe it's a team sport for some kids, but for some students it's going to be an individual sport, whether it's swimming or the lifelong sport of cross-country skiing. It is very important that they learn to find something that they can work out and use as a fitness tool later on in life. And I think that that's very important to establish that attitude here at the middle school, so that they have a positive attitude about themselves and they'll feel comfortable going out and performing, whether it's skiing, swimming, or basketball. You know, we try to do a well-rounded program here and give them a touch of everything so that they can be the best person that they can, you know, as they grow into adulthood, they can be the best that they can be. And that would be having a good attitude toward fitness as well.
All right, at the middle school, basically, we do a lot of team sports in the beginning, and then we lead into Project Adventure, which is probably our biggest activity. The first 4 classes that we start, we turn around and we talk about the full value contract. Example, commitment number 1 is agreement to work together as a group and to work toward individual and group goals. Commitment number 2 is agreement to adhere to certain safety and group behavior guidelines. Commitment number 3 is agreement to give and receive full feedback, both positive and negative, and to work towards changing behavior when it is appropriate. And commitment number 4 is agreement to make a direct and conscious effort to confront and work towards changing behavior that devalues ourselves or others. And basically what we're really trying to get the students to do is, when they see somebody disrupting a class, for them to say, hey, you're affecting our class, you're affecting our goal, so that they learn, because it carries over into other classes when they disrupt classes and everything else. And that's what our 4 major things are that we are working towards in Project Adventure. And each student afterwards has to read this and understand it, then they will sign it. And we have this. Now if they do not follow one of the commitments, we talk to them about it and we see if they want to continue, because if they don't want to follow this commitment, we have other projects for them. You challenge yourself, because Project Adventure is challenge by choice, and some of them think that, well, it's challenge by choice, so I don't have to do it. No, what it really means is you challenge yourself to your ability. With this trust activity, some of them would go through the easy way, and some of them would challenge it more by going underneath things and around, and some will just do it to succeed. The problem what we have is They think if they make it over first, they won instead of the process. And we're trying to explain to them it's not always winning. It's just going through it, enjoying it, and having fun doing the activities.
Okay, the initiative today is going to be flip the tarp. Everybody has to be on the tarp. You have to reverse it. The only rules are you cannot touch the floor with any part of your body. Okay, go ahead.
And it's really not so much that they have to solve the problem. It's going through the process. It's to teach them to go through a process that they have to work together, not to give up on something, and that there's a way of doing things, and if it doesn't work the first time, just keep working and just keep going at it.
We have to have the tarp totally flat and on one side when we start.
It has to be totally flat and on one side to start. It's a very tough thing to teach in the beginning. I had a hard time starting out because you let them make mistakes. Normally we would stop them and say, don't do this, don't do that. And the first couple of years we did the activities, I was having a very difficult time myself because I would jump in all the time. You want them to become frustrated, you want them to go through so that when they're on their own, they do it, they don't give up on it. We're doing more cooperative learning activities, which you did it in basketball, but they didn't understand it as much. Now we're trying to explain it to them and have them understand the differences of the activities, where before it was basically just play, have the game, and win. We're trying to get students to understand that you don't have to be winning the game all the time. It's just going through the game, going through the process, where in the past there was too much win. If you didn't win, you weren't any good, you were a loser. And there's no such thing as a loser. You're a winner if you try and do the best you can. And that's the whole thing we're trying to get them to go through now.
As we get to the high school, we believe that the approach should be on team activities and lifetime learning activities.
Here at East Senior, we started a new program this year. It's somewhat a little bit unique to some of the high schools. I don't think they have it in a lot of high schools now, and that's Boxercise. It's a program basically that's involved with more cardiovascular and exercise. It's not a combative. We were a little nervous going into it, but after we started the program, we found out that the students really like it, and it's a great exercise program. They learn speed, they learn quickness. It's great for the cardiovascular system, and also it relieves a little bit of tension when you get a chance to throw a few punches every now and then. Part of the program that's probably the most important part of the program is our warm-up. We have the students here at East. We start off by maybe a slight jog warm-up, and then we go into a lot of shoulder stretching, arm stretching to make sure that everything is loose on the students before we start doing the Boxercise program itself. This is both girls and guys. We don't just limit it to one or the other, and all the students seem to be having a real good time with the program. You have to go over the wrapping, the hand wrapping for boxing. Very important because without the wrapping there could be injuries to the wrist and to the knuckles. So we take some time, we explain how to wrap the proper way, and we let the students work on that before we even begin the program.
But as he was going, he was going 1, 2, 3. That was good. His jabs were good. But on his cross, he moved his back, and he ended up like this. Okay? If you ever end up like this boxing, what's going to happen? You're going to get nailed, right? So it's going to be jab, 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 cross, back. Jab, 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 cross, back. Okay?
Basically, I think in our physical education program in West Seneca here, what we're trying to do is we're trying to introduce the students to a lot of lifetime activities, especially juniors and seniors, where they can go outside the school and get into a Boxercise program. We want to push them to the limit here, to the point where they're going to have to work to make themselves feel good. And once they get to that point where maybe they push themselves a little bit and they start to break into a sweat, they start breathing a little heavy, they know it feels good and they know it's good for the body. So later on in life they can take this out. The younger grades, the 9th and 10th graders, we stress a little bit more team activities. They're a little bit more active. They go in for the floor hockey and some of these type of activities that we do that are basically cardiovascular and team orientated. But hopefully when somebody leaves this building, they're going to say, you know, I took this program of exercise, or I did a step aerobics program, or I did a water exercise program, or I learned a few things in the weight room that are going to help me, and I'm going to stay with this, you know, to make myself feel better throughout my life.
Here at the high school level, physical education has a tendency to be a little bit faster paced than the elementary or middle school classes. Block scheduling has allowed us to run a lot of tournament type activities. For example, we're just finishing up our floor hockey unit. We were able to divide the teams up into 4 teams and run a round robin type tournament activity, finishing off with a championship game. Floor hockey happens to be a popular activity here in West Seneca, you know, as well as Western New York. And with the Sabres, a lot of kids are playing roller hockey and floor hockey. And our number one concern is with safety. All students have to wear goggles. We eliminate the slap shot aspect of the game. It's more of a wrist shot game. And we emphasize, obviously, no contact. And you know, safety, being the game that it is, safety is our number one priority. Floor hockey is run once per year as one of our units. We run it for 4 days. With block scheduling, we're able to run several games in a tournament style throughout the year. One of our goals with floor hockey is to hopefully improve the skills of students being able to work together as a team so that they can carry that off into the future in the business world, where corporations and businesses are looking for people who can cooperate and work together to achieve a common goal.
Phys Ed department could not survive on its own in this large of a district. We need help from everyone, and one of our biggest helpers and supporters is the buildings and grounds staff. They support us by building us furniture for our courses, building locker room facilities, building storage spaces. They've also padded our walls in several elementary buildings to upgrade our facilities. They are top-notch individuals, and they work hard. They are to be commended. And this month's featured employee is Russ Then from the Buildings and Grounds Department.
Hello, I'm Russ Then from the Maintenance Department of Buildings and Grounds of West Seneca Schools. I've been with the system close to 25 years. I graduated from West Seneca East in 1974, became a custodian in 1976, became a head custodian at East Senior in 1979, and moved over to the Maintenance Department in the year 2000. Moved over to the Maintenance Department was a quick change for me after 20 years of being a boss. It gave me a chance to go into the different buildings, meet the different people, do different jobs every day. My main job in the maintenance department is basically locks, but I'm a jack of all trades. I do a little plumbing, a little heating and ventilating, a little electrical, painting, woodworking. Years ago there was a person at East Senior that came over and helped out. He taught me how to pin locks, work on locks, how to pick them. So now I repin them, take them apart, put them together. And we even now have computerized locks that work off of cards that I have to take a little laptop computer and plug into it and program them. The light project at Allendale Elementary to help light up the gym so it's more secure for students was an overall general project. The grounds department has to bring the lift over. We have to set up the outrigger so it's safe so it can go up 20 or 25 feet. We have to turn off the power, make sure new bulbs are put in, lenses are clean, all reinstalled, and then bring everything back down, button it up so this lift can be shipped someplace else. I take care of all the voting machines for the district budget. I program them and check them during the budget vote. I was part of my training through years ago at East Senior. I also am licensed for pesticides, and I am also licensed to remove asbestos. I feel all of us on this maintenance department here have a great deal of effort made to all the students and staff in the buildings.
There are so many options for students now when they get home from school. For instance, the computer, the internet, games. We believe that exercise is decreasing when students leave the school property. So as physical educators, we are trying to do everything possible to help these students develop and maintain a healthy lifestyle. My vision for physical education in the future in West Seneca is that all students develop and maintain a healthy lifestyle. That not just goes for right now while they're in school, but when they graduate and they're in college and they become parents and they receive positions in the work world. We want them to be active, learning citizens.